so I could never love you. In spite of everything, in the dark of this place, there's the glow of your face, there's the dust on the screen of this broken machine, and I can't help but feel that I made some mistake, but I let it go. Good trouble breathing in. I'm having trouble breathing in. I'm having trouble breathing in. Seem to stand on my own 2 feet. I'm breathing but I'm wheezing, feel like I'm emphyseming. My throat feels like a funnel filled with Weet-Bix and kerosene. And oh no, next thing I know they call up AAA. I'd rather die than owe the hospital till I get old. I get adrenaline straight to the heart. I feel like Uma Thurman post-overdose and kickstart. Reminds me of the time when I was really sick and I had too much pseudoephedrine and I couldn't sleep at night. Halfway down High Street and he looks ambivalent. He's probably wondering what I'm doing getting in an ambulance. The paramedic thinks I'm clever cause I play guitar. I think she's clever cause she stops people dying. Anaphylactic and super hypochondriac. Should have stayed in bed today. I much prefer the mundane. I take a hit from an asthma puffer. I do it wrong. I was never good at smoking bongs. I'm not that good at breathing in. I'm not that good at breathing in. I'm not that good at breathing in. your credit's no good. You flipped the script and you shot the plot. And I remember when your neon used to burn so bright and pink, so bright and pink. A Saturday night kind of pink.
Ritual unions got me in trouble again. I was wondering of a white dress and the mistress and the spirit holding my hand. Love's sinking in the sand, petals falling on demand, my feet all running like the wind. I'm sorry, boy, that we sin. Love is not like they say. A light is hard to make it stay. I drown my feelings in the sea. They dried out over on the beach. Ritual unions, me, trouble again. I was wondering of a white dress and the mistress and the spirit holding my hand. Father, tell me how it is. I know you've been through all of this. You ran away so many times. Your kids, your heart a couple times. Love is not like they say. Alive is hard to make it stay. I drown my feelings in the sea. I dried up over on the beach. Ritual unions got me in trouble again. I was wondering of a white dress and a mistress and a spirit holding my hand. Ritual unions got me in trouble again. I was wondering of a white dress and a mistress and a spirit holding my hand.
I'm gonna need someone to help me. I'm gonna need somebody's hand. I'm gonna need someone to hold me down. I'm gonna need someone to care. I'm gonna ride and shake my body. I'll start pulling out my hair. I'm gonna cover myself with the ashes of you, and nobody's gonna give a damn. Son of a bitch, give me a drink. One more night, but this can't be me. Son of a bitch, if I can't get clean, I'm gonna drink my life away. Now for 17 years I've been going them back. 17 more will bury me. Can somebody please just tie me down? Or somebody give me a goddamn drink. Son of a bitch, give me a drink. One more night, this can't be me. Son of a bitch, if I can't get clean, I'm gonna drink my life away. My heart is breaking. And
Lo, there do I see my father. Lo, there do I see my mother, and my sisters and my brothers. Lo, there do I see the line of my people back to the beginning. They do call to me. They bid me take my place among them in the halls of Valhalla, where the brave may live forever. These words, often referred to as the Viking prayer, they might not come from Scripture, but they do hold something sacred. The idea that when a great soul leaves this world, they're not lost. They are called home, welcomed, remembered. Andy may not have considered himself religious in the traditional sense, but he totally understood the deeply moving power of mythology, of metaphor, of story. The ways that we all try just to make sense of the most human things like love, purpose, loss, and legacy. Good evening to all of you. I'm Jen Thompson, and it is my profound honor to serve as the funeral celebrant tonight. As we gather here to honor the life, the legacy, and the impact of an extraordinary man. On behalf of Sarah and Olivia and James, thank you. Thank you for being here, whether in person or online. Your presence, it really matters. Andy was many things. He was a devoted husband. He was a proud father, a fierce intellect, a beloved teacher, a loyal friend. He made people feel seen. He listened as if your words were gold. He taught not just content, but he taught confidence. He lived with humor, with curiosity, and with a sincerely deep, deep care for other human beings. Each of you here tonight, you carry just a little piece of Andy's story, a classroom memory, a conversation, an assignment, a game, perhaps a moment that changed you, maybe quietly, maybe profoundly. But tonight we're going to share those stories, and we're going to grieve and celebrate together. We're going to honor Andy not only for the life that he lived, but for the way that he made all of our lives richer just by being in them. We'll get some music, some stories, some laughter, some tears. There'll be silence and song and sorrow. But above all else, my friends, tonight there will be love. Because Andy, he gave it so daggone freely, and now it is all of ours to carry forward. He had a way of stopping time and making you feel like you were the only person in the room. He listened intently and he heard you, but not just heard you, he heard you. And he made you feel seen. Whether it was in the classroom or on the field or at home or maybe even in your college dorm room. He touched all of our lives and we are all better for it. It's what he did. He changed lives. Now, you are all here today because it's highly likely that Andy made a difference in your life. So now we're going to stop and honor his place right here on earth and the remarkable impact he had and the lasting legacy that he leaves for all of us, not just here in this room, but for our entire community. Tonight belongs to Andy. While his death was so unexpected and, man, it is extremely difficult to understand. Today will help us process this grief and this loss in a community of others. It helps us to honor and remember a loving and compassionate and funny, giving, tender-hearted man who, he really was one of the good ones. Now, we all come here today, and we might come from different faith journeys. Maybe we have different journeys and beliefs altogether, and personally, I think that's what makes life beautiful. So while I'm going to pray to my Heavenly Father, I invite you all to pray and reflect according to your own beliefs. Dear God, in this moment of deep sorrow and, frankly, just disbelief, we come to you just seeking comfort and understanding tonight. Our hearts, they're heavy with grief, Lord, and the loss of Andy, it just feels too great to bear. I invite you into this place tonight to help us find peace in the memories that we hold so dear and strength and the love and the people that surrounds us. Give us peace and the hope and the legacy that Andy leaves behind. Remind us that even in the darkest times, that your presence is near, that Andy's presence is near in each embrace, each tear, and each story that we'll share here tonight. May we honor Andy by living with the same kindness, curiosity, and compassion that he gave so freely. And may your grace carry us gently through the days ahead. Lord, we are so grateful for Andy's life, and we feel so blessed that our paths crossed while he was here on earth. Amen. So let's take just a moment to clear away the concerns of the day, to focus our thoughts, our hearts, and our minds on memories of Andy while we listen to this song.
We may not yet have reached our glory, but I will gladly join the fight. And when our children tell their story, they'll tell the story of tonight. They'll tell the story of tonight. Tonight.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear?
Well, let that lonely feeling wash away.
All we see is light.
'Cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand and hold.
Raise a glass to freedom. freedom, something they can never take away. No matter what they tell you,
someone will come running to take you home.
Raise a glass to all of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight.
Out of the shadows, the morning is breaking, and all is new. All is new.
It's only a matter of time. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. And when our children tell their story,
You will be found.
they'll tell the story of tonight.
Whoa.
No matter what they tell you,
Tomorrow there'll be more of us,
telling the story of tonight. The story of tonight.
Music and lyrics, they have a way of reaching us in moments when words alone cannot. They hold us, they remind us, and well, they help us make sense of grief and loss when we lose someone we love. When you reflect on those lyrics, even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. Andy would have never wanted any of us to feel alone or broken on the ground. His life, his spirit, his legacy, they're all in this room. He brought us together in life, and he continues to bring us together now. And while he can no longer walk beside us or carry us physically, someone here can. And I believe truly that Andy is still with us in spirit. A presence as special as his and as impactful as his, it doesn't simply disappear. Even in his own search for meaning, he left behind light and wisdom that lives on in each and every one of us here. I saw that firsthand this week, especially in Sarah. And while Andy isn't here to give his final lecture, to stand at the front of the room, marker in hand, oh, no. Tonight he gives that role to his greatest partner, his beautiful wife, Sarah. She will now carry that wisdom forward, and I have no doubt that what she shares tonight will make him incredibly proud. Sarah?
So, that was very nice, and he helped me play video games, but be quiet and enjoy Mom's talk.
That's Andy Werhane's son, ladies and gentlemen. He came up with that plan on his own about 15 minutes ago. Okay. I must confess, I possess an unfortunate tendency to get very bound up and bogged down in frustration and sadness over the way things should be or could be if the facts were just different. In this case, I find it laughably and ridiculously unfair that I am standing in front of you all delivering a eulogy for my 42-year-old husband. However, Andy spent an inordinate amount of time throughout our beautiful life together teaching me about how to more gracefully navigate things as they are, rather than what they could be if other people would just do what I thought they should. I will admit, I was a very reluctant and resistant student on this subject. But as so many of you know and have shared, he wasn't one to give up easily on a person or a cause he cared about or believed in. And as his wife and partner, I had the absolute privilege to be both. He was a steadfast teacher, led by example. And wouldn't you know it, I have reached proficiency in a skill he kept demonstrating mastery at, just in time to learn to live with the unimaginable. Ooh, and there's a clicker. They gave me control. And so tonight I ask you, what do Hamilton, the musical, the book East of Eden by John Steinbeck, the musical group Death Cab for Cutie, the book Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut, Norse mythology, and Carrie Underwood all have in common? Answer, this man. And my take on the lesson he is teaching each one of us tonight here at this school and in this community, which is how to say goodbye to him. A big job, to be sure. But I'm not afraid. I know who I married. I met Andy in 2009 at a point in my life where I had truly hardened my heart to the idea of finding love, let alone a true partner to build a future with. But into my life he walked, with that big smile that made crinkles at the corner of his eyes, the booming voice, and the most honesty and least ego I had ever experienced in a man. And his first move in courting me was not to give me flowers, chocolates, or promises that he didn't intend to keep. No, it was something more special than that. He sent me a multi-page paper that he had written, for fun, about the book, East of Eden. Unfortunately, that document has been lost to time and the transition from Windows Vista to a cloud-based storage environment. Instructional tech coaches, that one was for you. But I distinctly recall that he was so fascinated by the word timshel, Hebrew for thou mayest, which means you may. Timshel represents the idea of free choice and the potential for redemption, even in the face of sin or previous wrongdoing. Of course, after reading that paper, written with his characteristic impeccable grammar and punctuation, how could I resist his invitation to meet for dinner? And thus began the rest of my life. The idea that each one of us does have freedom to choose, even when options are severely limited, was something that Andy took very seriously. In the past 2 weeks, there has been a torrential outpouring of praise, fond memories, and testimonies about how wonderful Andy was. And you know what? They are all absolutely true. He was an incredible man, and he would have been the first person to tell you the ways in which he felt he came up a little short. As his wife, the main thing we were working on together was using school-appropriate language while caught in traffic. If you catch me later, be sure to ask me what word my children both knew how to use in context by the time they were 18 months old as a result of riding in cars with their dad. You may consider making sure your own children aren't listening. In all seriousness, though, the lesson that you don't have to be perfect in order to be good will be an enduring part of his legacy. No matter what mistakes or missteps we have made up until this moment, we each have the power to choose our next move and do a little, or a lot, better than the previous time. On our second date, Andy presented me with a mix CD with the title Songs for Sarah scrawled on it in the handwriting that so many of you would be familiar with as a result of the thorough and thoughtful feedback you've received on papers and projects from him during your school years. That actual CD has gone the way of the timshel essay, but I have cherished that playlist and returned to it often over the past nearly 16 years. One of the songs that I always enjoyed, but raised an eyebrow at, was What Sarah Said by Death Cab for Cutie. Back then, it seemed an odd choice to include in a mix for a pretty girl you wanted to see more of. Now, it strikes me as more of a chilling premonition. Either way, I'm not playing it tonight because I'm trying to deliver a eulogy here, not a stage reading of a script for a Lifetime movie tearjerker. However, there are a few key lines that feel utterly appropriate to share with you now. And it came to me then that every plan is a tiny prayer to Father Time. It stung like a violent wind that our memories depend on a faulty camera in our minds. And I knew you were truth that I would rather lose than to have never lain beside it all. Memory. That's understandably top of mind for me right now as I contemplate the future. But let me tell you a story about that. One of the most striking features of Andy was something that those who only knew him in a professional setting might not know. He had 2 very large ravens tattooed on his back, one on each shoulder blade. Hugin and Munin, special companions to Odin, the All-Father of Norse mythology. Andy explained to me that in the stories, these ravens would fly out from Odin's side to explore Midgard, our human world, and gather information. At night, they would return to Odin and share what they had acquired during their travels, whispering in his ears what they had learned. Hugin represented the intellectual aspect of Odin's nature, symbolizing his constant quest for knowledge and wisdom. Munin, on the other hand, represented the memory aspect, as he retained and conveyed the information gathered by both ravens. That last bit is something I didn't fully realize until I was doing my research for this part of Andy's last lesson. Hugin, Munin, intellect, memory, Andy, Sarah. In my life with Andy, memory was always my area of expertise. Remembering where he put the car keys, buying more of his shampoo before it ran out, cataloging every family milestone like a one-woman paparazzi, and listening to and recalling all kinds of information for use later. Information gathering and intellect? While I'm no slouch on that front, he was just so good at it. Always reading or listening to a podcast or audiobook, or watching a new show or video on YouTube, taking it all in, thinking about it, making connections about it, and then wanting to tell someone. And I was the luckiest because usually he wanted to tell me. I can't tell you how many books I haven't read and shows that I haven't watched, nor would I have chosen to, that I can speak confidently about because I lived with the human equivalent of a Cliff Notes generator. As I contemplate the future without him, I find this translated snippet of a collection of ancient Norse wisdom to be all the more poignant. Hugin and Munin fly every day over all the world. I worry for Hugin that he might not return, but I worry more for Munin. I will grievously miss my Hugin, my Andy. And I do worry about my Munin-esque capacity to help my children know who their father was and what kind of life he led as they grow and their memories of him grow hazier. To that end, I ask everyone gathered here mourning with me to help me gather the news of Andy Werhane from his time here on earth. Please share your memories of him with us. Even if it's just copying and pasting the tribute you already made on social media into an email and hitting send, or screenshotting your social media comment and sending it, or telling a story you haven't shared but want to. There's no expiration date on this one. To that end, if any of you still owe him an overdue paper, feel free to send it and I'll look that over for you as well. And so, I find myself arriving back at this image from the beginning of my lecture, which is nearing its end. This is the hypothetical gravestone of Billy Pilgrim, the main character of Slaughterhouse-Five. Out of all the papers, projects, and lessons, Mr. Werhane's music assignment for this book seems to live on as a particular favorite. It was his favorite to teach, too. Slaughterhouse-Five is a semi-autobiographical novel by Kurt Vonnegut that follows the experiences of Billy Pilgrim, a World War II veteran, and his journey through time. The story interweaves elements of war, captivity, and science fiction, particularly focusing on Billy's unique ability to get unstuck in time and travel through his life experiences in a non-chronological manner. A key element of the story is Billy's abduction by aliens, who take him to the planet Tralfamadore, where he experiences the universe from a unique perspective. Billy Pilgrim learns on Tralfamadore that when a person dies, he only appears to die. He is still very much alive in the past, so it is very silly for people to cry at his funeral. All moments, past, present, and future, always have existed, always will exist. It is just an illusion we have here on earth that one moment follows another one, like beads on a string, and that once a moment is gone, it is gone forever. And also that when a Tralfamadorian sees a corpse, all he thinks is that the dead person is in a bad condition at that particular moment. But that same person is just fine in plenty of other moments. And so they, and Billy Pilgrim, and Kurt Vonnegut, the narrator, shrug and say, so it goes. Now, I am not ready to fully embrace the Tralfamadorian view of the loss of the love of my life. But I do think there's a valuable lesson to consider about the value of believing something. Andy was not a religious man. He would always say that he didn't know what happened after death, and that it was none of his business. But the man also loved myth and could completely understand that searching for meaning is part of being human. I encourage each one of you to search for that meaning for yourself as well. And whatever you believe, lean into it. Lean into your communities, your families. Lead with the best of yourselves and use your own particular set of beliefs to guide you to be more honest, more kind, more compassionate, and more connected. Grief can feel so lonely, but there is comfort to be found in one another. You all have shown me that in the past 2 weeks, and it's my sincerest hope that we all carry that sense of community and care forward into the rest of our lives long after tonight. As for me and what I believe, I'm working on that. But I do know with certainty in my bones that although Andy's body could and did die, his love couldn't possibly. His love is still here, and I can feel it. And so, I leave you with one more song that captures how I feel about the loss of my best friend, partner, and love. Full disclosure, he would have hated this song. He had the edgy, intellectual musical taste. I love bubblegum pop, show tunes, and country artists who go on to break into the pop charts. But this is just what happens when you leave your wife to plan and deliver your last class all by herself. He's just lucky I didn't choose My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
not where it ends. I will carry you with me. Yeah, yeah. I'll see you again. Oh, this is not where it ends. I will carry you with me. Oh, till I see you again. Said goodbye, turned around, and you were gone, gone, gone.
There's a quote from author Jamie Anderson that says, "Grief is just love with no place to go." And tonight, there is a lot of love in this room, so much love for Andy, and that's really why this hurts. The grief we carry is a reflection of the depth of the connection that we had with him, the laughs we shared, the debates we had, the papers he edited, the songs he played, the students he mentored, the hugs he gave, the family that he adored. The shock, the pain, the unfairness, it's real. But so is the love, and so is Andy's legacy. And you know, everyone's grief journey is unique. There is no one size fits all. There's no how-to manual. There's no model. In fact, each of us are navigating this on our own, in our own way, through this inexplicable, unexplainable grief. There's no script. There's no timeline. But if Andy taught us anything, it's that compassion matters. Yeah. And not just for other people, compassion for ourselves. So be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. If you need to, let the tears come. If you need to, scream in a closet. If you need to, I don't know, smack the pillow. I don't know what it is that you do to get your frustrations out. He was, as Sarah so perfectly said, Hugin, our seeker of knowledge, our teller of truths. And now it is our job to go forth and be the keepers of his memory. So write it down, send the email, tell the story. Help Olivia and James know exactly who their dad was and how fiercely he was loved by each and every one of us. And now before our final song, I ask you this. How do we leave this place tonight and go live more like Andy? Well, we show up. We listen. We really listen. We learn something new. We read the book, then we talk about it, whether our partner wants us to or not. Sorry, Sarah. We find the metaphor, we write the paper, we send the playlist, we tell people the truth, kindly, but clearly. We root for our team, even when they're losing. We go to therapy, and then we tell somebody else to go to therapy too. We make others laugh in the faculty lounge. We cheer on our students, and we make people feel seen. That's how we live more like Andy. We hold our families tight. We remember that we do not have to be perfect to be good. We don't turn away from hard things. We walk right into them with courage like Andy did. And when the moment comes, we be the friend. We be the teacher. We be the person who inspires others to be better. That's what Andy did. That's who he was. And that's how we shall all honor him now. Let us carry him forward in the way that we all live our lives. And as we close, I invite you to listen with your hearts and let this music be a space for your grief, but also your gratitude. Let it carry your memories and the love that will never leave.
You're headed for heaven, the sweet old hereafter, and I've got one foot in the door. But before I can fly up, I've loose ends to tie up right here in the old there before. I'll be along when I've finished my song, when I've shut down the band, when I've played out my hand, when I've paid all my debts, when I have no regrets, right here in the old there before. When nothing is left anymore, I'll catch you up when I've emptied my cup, when I've worn out my friends, when I've burned out both ends, when I've cried all my tears, when I've conquered my fears, right here in the old there before. When nothing is left anymore, I'll bring the news when I've danced off my shoes, when my body's closed down, when my boat's run aground, when I've tallied the score and I'm flat on the floor, right here in the old there before. When nothing is left anymore, when I'm pure like a dove, when I've learned how to love, right here in the old there before. When nothing is left anymore.
As our time together this evening fades, we find ourselves in the sacred space where memory, music, and meaning meet. That song, with its haunting beauty, reminds us all that while Andy may be gone from this earth, his presence certainly echoes in every single life he touched. The old there before. That's a place of connection, of love, of belonging. And that's where Andy remains, with us, in us. Before we dismiss, just a few final notes of gratitude and invitation for all of you. On behalf of the family, thank you so much for your presence here tonight. Your stories, your tears, your laughter, I know they mean the world to Sarah. You are all helping carry the entire family through the unimaginable. So don't stop. Some folks are gathering after Andy's service, so everyone is invited to continue honoring his memory by heading over to Coach's Corner immediately following the service. Just come share more stories, more memories, and more importantly, be together, just as Andy would want. This summer, there will also be a golf outing in Andy's honor, so please watch social media for more information as that comes available. And don't you dare forget, if you have a memory to share and you haven't said it yet, or maybe you did say it, but you haven't put it on paper, be sure to email Sarah and the kids. Your words are a part of his legacy. And now, as we go forward from this place, let us carry Andy's memory not just in our minds, but in our actions and in our hearts. And let us all just be more like Andy. Let us live with more kindness, more honesty, more curiosity. Let us show up for one another in the ways that he showed up for so many. May Andy's memory be a blessing today, tomorrow, and all the days to come. Thank you all for coming. You are dismissed in love and in peace.